Welcome. In the last video we examined the LBRP, or the Lesser Banishing Ritual of the Pentagram, and in this video what I want to do is go through a sacred space creation that was shown to me and taught to me by Jacobus Swart, who was my former mentor, teacher in Kabbalah, practical Kabbalah. I think you'll enjoy this one. Especially if you're into Kabbalah and ceremonial magic, it's quite powerful and so simple. It's one of those really simple practices that just bring the power in. So anyway, let's get into it. Right, so the Kabbalistic method that I was taught, it's not purely Kabbalist or a practical Kabbalah method. There is a book by Gershon and Winkler, which I'll link the title in below in the description. Well, I won't link it, but I'll give you the title below in the description, which discusses bringing the Shamanic back into Kabbalah, and he goes through a circle creation method, or a sacred space creation method, which this ties into, but this one expands on this a bit more. It's not, as I say, it's not purely a practical Kabbalah practice itself. But anyway, what it is a very powerful method to create sacred space. Now, in this method, what we do is we use the vowels. In the Hebrew language is only made up of consonants, so it doesn't actually have vowels in the actual alphabet in the language itself. So when you actually pronounce words, divine names, etc., then you obviously bring the vowel in when you are pronouncing, and therefore the vowels are considered quite sacred. So the vowels relate to different parts of the body. They also relate to the different directions. So we have, in the head would be I, then it would be E in the throat. The heart would be R. The solar plexus would be O. Sorry, A. I'm just trying to think of the English letters here. So in the head it's I, throat is E, A is heart, O is solar plexus, and U is the sacral. But it's the pronunciation of the vowels that are more important. So I, which is in the head, is E, E, R, O, U. Let's clear my throat here. U. Then when we're working with the actual circle and the directions, you would face east. It's the same format as in the ceremonial. So in east you have air and Raphael. In the day position, concerning the day and night position, if this is the first video you're watching in the series, please go and check out the video that I'm linking above. It just explains why I'm saying day and night position. It's got to do with working in different hemispheres. You move in different directions because the path of the sun is different. So I'm going to be referring to east, day, west and night. If you're in the northern hemisphere, it would be east, day, west and night, the opposite direction. So watch that video, it'll explain it a bit more. But in the east is air and Raphael. In the day position is fire and Michael. In the west position is water and Javriel. And in the night position is earth and Uriel. Now let me first go through the visualization of the archangels. This was also done in the last video about the LBRP. But Raphael, you can visualize him as wearing orange robes and also having like orange or yellow clouds around him. He's the air archangel or air elemental, and he holds a sword. Michael is he wears red, got red robes. He has flames around him, and he holds a staff or a rod. Javriel, people usually say Gabriel, it's actually pronounced Javriel. In the West, is wearing blue watery robes, and he's in a body of water, and he's holding a cup. And then Uriel is the earth, or earth representation, is wearing green. He has a shield, and he's in a forest. So those are the visualizations of the archangels as we move through the circle. The vowels with the positions, you have U, which is above, which is the divine all. It is everything. It is God in Ain. It is, it's God as everything and nothing, or nothing. So it is the connection to the power source, really. So you can imagine it as like an opening in the clouds, or a big eye in the sky, something like that. But you're going to draw it down and push up from that position with the U sound. And then in the east is E. In the day position is A. In the west is O. And in the night position is E. So if you go through the sounds in their progressive form from point to point, you have E, A, O, E. And that is the ineffable name of God, which is usually spelled YHVH in English, which people usually pronounce Yod He Vah He. But it should be pronounced, as I say, E, A, O, E. So what we do, there's two cycles of the whole thing. In the first cycle, you connect with the points, the gates, and the elements, and you draw a golden sphere around you, so you end up standing in the middle of a golden ball. So when you visualize going from gate to gate, you sort of imagine a line from above your head going all the way down to the east to below your feet, and you imagine drawing a golden quarter of a sphere from east to the day position, and then you continue from there, and you end up in a sphere. And then you push the energy back out to the power source. And then in the second cycle, you then connect with, you imagine you'll visualize the archangel, and then you draw the energy in from the archangel. You draw all those aspects in. And again, you go through the golden sphere, you go from gate to gate, you do the same thing all the way around until you again create a second golden sphere that you're standing in the middle of. And then you breathe, well, we'll get to it. You basically connect with all the cycles. What you do is you basically push your energy out and pull the energy back in, so you're mingling your energy with the energy of the element, the archangel, etc., and the power source. So I'm just going to run through it. If you want to follow me or watch and do it later, that's up to you. So let's just go through. So you imagine the power source above you, and you breathe in U. And then out to the east with an E, and you would imagine a line of energy going out and connecting with the east. Obviously, your hands would be by your sides at all times. You don't move in this sacred space creation, by the way. Okay, so you push the E out and you've connected with that direction. There's a line going from your center out, and now there's a line coming from the top into your center. And then you do quarter sphere, golden light. You go from E to A. So you've breathed out now, so you're going to breathe in. So that's round to the day position, and this is where Michael is. And then you breathe out and you draw a line from center out to that position. And then you go from to O, breathing in. Breathe out O, and draw a line from center to west. Quarter sphere from west to night position with an O, E. And then you breathe out air and draw a line, project a line from center to night position. And then complete the sphere from air to E, breathing in. And then what you do, you forcibly push EL or air up back to the source. So it's and it pushes the energy back up. Okay, now you imagine Raphael standing in front of you, and you breathe, you pull the energy back into you with the E. So it would be, do a quarter sphere. See Michael standing in the day position. Be the opposite for you if you're in the northern hemisphere. I'm in the southern hemisphere. And you breathe in the A, drawing the energy in. And then go around the quarter sphere. See Javriel holding his cup, and breathe in. Go from O to E. See Uriel in his forest holding his shield, and draw that energy in. And then complete the sphere. And then you're going to draw the power source back in with the forcible, pulling it back in. And that completes that. And then all you do is you just end with you can put your arms out in a cross. And this next part's Hebrew, and you say, B'Shem Yahweh Elohei Yisrael Milfanai Raphael Ume Achore Javriel Mizmali Michael Umi Yemeni Uriel Val Roshi Shechinat Al. Now if you're in, I did that in the southern hemisphere, so if you're in the northern hemisphere you can switch Michael and Uriel. So you would say Umi Yemeni Michael and Mizmali Uriel. So basically that translates to, in the name of Infinite One, power of the God Wrestler, before me Raphael and behind me Javriel, to my left Michael, or to my right Michael if you're in the northern hemisphere, to my right Uriel, to my left Uriel for the northern hemisphere, and above my head is the feminine presence of the power. So that's it. What you can do further is then define the space. So that's creating the sacred space, and you define it. With the defining, it's actually quite similar to what you would do with a traditional witchcraft compass round. You kind of stomp in a circle, and you go around 7 times, and you have a chant that happens. It's all in my book. There's also a further discussion. It outlines Gershon Winkler's sacred space creation, and goes into a discussion about positions of elements and archangels that I discovered in further study. But I'm not going to go into that in this video, because it doesn't really benefit the whole series. So I'm just going to leave that there. I just like doing this. I'm not particularly fond of the stomping and defining the space. I do understand its significance and its importance, but I just feel that once you've created this golden sphere around you, you've created and defined a space to work in. So that's the Kabbalistic approach. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to run through it again without the instructions, so you can actually follow me or just watch it and just see how it goes. Obviously, you're not going to see which directions I'm at, so just remember what I did before and what I said before. So let's go. And that's it. And then you would do the calling afterwards. So you can see how simple it is. It really is simple. There's no movement. It's just purely visualization, projecting energy, pulling in energy. So it works a lot with energy, which is what you should be working with in any kind of sacred space creation. What I should have mentioned at the beginning, which I forgot in the last video as well, when you do this, start with the active meditation, because that generates a lot of energy, and then do the Kabbalistic cross, and then do this. There is, again, a reversal, or should I say closing, so you don't do the opposite. All you do is just, you thank the elements, you thank the archangels, you thank God, thank whoever you want to thank for being present, and wish them well, safe journey home, and then you just walk out the circle. And as you walk out, you can imagine it sort of shattering and flickering off to the universe, sinking down into the earth and being reabsorbed, and so that energy gets dispersed and goes everywhere. And that's it for this video. If you found value in this one or in any of the others in the series, please hit the like button, share, subscribe, comment. I'd love to hear from you and your thoughts. If you're practicing these methods and you're finding any difficulty, if you want to ask any questions, please just ask in the comments below and I will address them. And I will see you next week. Thank you. Cheers.